Hey folks, we are here under a kind of, I guess, a dead typhoon. It was coming in, going to be a typhoon, and then it kind of petered out, I guess you might say. But we're still getting all kinds of wind and rain. You maybe get a lot of wind noise. I'm kind of covering my mic right now. We're at low tide. Last night when I came out, the waves were all the way up to here. And it was just smashing. The water's flying up, 10 feet high in the air, throwing water everywhere, throwing water over here, everywhere. It's all over here. And this, oh, look at that. It broke that out now. That's a new crack in the wall. Yeah, it was all the way sloshing up in here. And the boats were hanging in there pretty good, so they're leaving their boats out there now. They said they might bring them in at low tide, but it's low tide now. There's some people out there at low tide. There's like a rock line or a reef out there where the waves are breaking right now. That white surf you see, that's breaking on a rock line that goes all the way. I don't know how far it goes in. I couldn't see the end of it down there. It was a line of rocks. Maybe it's a reef, but it's a straight line, like equidistant from the shoreline here. So anyway, wind's blowing probably 20 miles an hour right now. Last night it was probably hitting 30-ish or so, but like I said, the waves were just everywhere. So as soon as that tide comes in more, all that breaking surf out there is going to be right here. It is going to be just crashing into here. So we will keep track of it as it's blowing things around. The trees and stuff, they're all blowing around. The trees are all blowing around. Windswept. So, yeah, hopefully there's not too much wind noise here. So, somebody left a mackerel here, and I don't know why. The cats aren't eating it, and the dogs aren't eating it, but it's just sitting there. Yeah, that's a mackerel. I don't know why. People leave fish laying around, they eat it. But the head was gone. They left the fish there. I don't know. So anyway, it's supposed to rain all day today, all day tomorrow. Right now it's kind of sprinkling some with a lot of wind, but you can see the clouds are just dense, heavy, and more's moving in from that way. So we will be back with more. I'm under this little shed, that little cabana building here in the backyard. So we will be back with more from my paradise on Bantayan Island. Typhoon watch, petered out typhoon watch, we'll say that. Excuse me. So we'll be back. Yeah, this was hit by Typhoon Yolanda in 2013. That's what tore all that up there, destroyed all that. They've rebuilt all this here. Solid concrete, but still, the bottom's coming out down there. When the surf comes over, it just floods and washes all the sand and stuff out back into the ocean. So we'll be back with more Typhoon watch of my paradise on Bantayan Island. Yeah, everybody's leaving their boats out there. I can't hold the camera still because the wind's blowing so hard. So we'll be back with more of my paradise on Bantayan Island. Paradise out. Yeehaw. Alright folks, we are in the middle of a not typhoon, but I don't know if you can hear the wind. I'm trying to cover it with my hand, the microphone, so it doesn't too bad. But you can see the boats are hanging in there, anchored, and everybody, people normally bring their boats on shore like that during typhoon, but they're leaving them out there. And this technically isn't a typhoon, it's a low pressure area or a tropical depression. It was developing into one, and then it kind of fizzled out. And you can see the waves are breaking, and the tide isn't all the way in yet, so we don't have the really heavy surf coming in. It's breaking out there on the reef. You can see how far I can go. That's not focusing, but anyway, I'll see the white breaking out there. That's on the reef. There's a reef out there. There's a ridge of rocks. You may have seen it earlier in the video. video if I showed. But all the rough stuff is breaking out there, leaving this kind of a little more calm. But once the tide gets up higher, it's about 2 or 3 feet deep over that reef, and then the waves just roll on in all the way up to here and just crash into everything. But it's pretty. You can see the trees. Maybe you can see, I don't know, right here. I'm trying to stay underneath this, underneath this little cabana we got in our backyard. But so far, we're not getting beat up at the shoreline yet. The wind's heavy. It's at 30, 35 miles an hour, maybe 40, I don't know. We're around in there. It's pretty heavy. The wind keeps blowing my phone camera, so I can't hold it still. But again, the anchors seem to be holding all these boats out here. We got good sand out here, so the anchors hold good in sand, muddy sand, and that's what we got out there. So everybody's hanging in there. And I will be back. I'll come back in about another hour. Maybe the tide will be all the way up here, and you'll see right now. So, very nice. All right, the non-typhoon continues. The fake typhoon. So you can see it's pretty whipping out here. Everyone's blowing this rain. Our power just went out. We just lost power. Everything's kind of blowing all over the place. So, and the interesting thing is we lost our ground because we have those little rechargeable lights. Oops, I'm stepping in that water over there. I don't want to be in that. We have the rechargeable lights. So as long as the power goes out, but they still have a common, they'll turn on. But they didn't turn on because they don't have a common. And we lost our ground. So somewhere the ground common, connection got broken. So anyway, trying to look around there, but the rain's coming down too strong. My phone will get all wet to see the ocean, to see what it's looking like. I don't know. It's just a big fog of wet weather. So anyway, the rain will stop, which it doesn't say it will stop. I'm going to try to get back out there so you can see all the wave actually crashing into the shore and how rough it is. But for now, we'll just have to, I'm staying dry. Paradise. All right, we got the non-typhoon update. Those waves are really breaking heavily out there on that reef. I mean, you can see it like on 5 or 10 times out there. It's not focusing out there. Maybe the wind is screwing up. Here, we're starting to get some action here. And the seawall down there. They built a seawall here, which is pretty decent. I mean, it destroys the beach because there ain't no beach. But then the storm surge and stuff like that doesn't come into people's houses. It will come in here. You can see it. It'll come in. Well, let me just back in again. It'll come in all here, all up there, and wash all the sand out with these typhoons. The boats are still hanging in there. They're not blown away yet. I just about flew over just then. Anyway, folks, overnight at high tide. And I don't know how high the tide will get, but it may get. Last night it was way up to here, so it was just smashing and waves flying up all the way from there all the way back to where this house is flying. I mean, water coming up here, shooting up in the air like 12, 15 feet. I was under this and sort of stayed away from the wind. The wind's blowing it that way, so if I was here, it was shooting it over there. All this was water here. So anyway, pretty big non-typhoon here. So we stay on board here. Those boats are getting kind of tossed around now. Let me clean my camera lens. Maybe that'll help. Maybe those boats are getting kind of tossed around out there. Right now, it don't look like they're still the wind is so strong. Huh? But yeah, the waves are coming in. And again, there may be too much wind noise to even hear me, but they're splashing in here. And this is the light stuff here, so this ain't the big stuff, not yet. So wait till high tide shows up and the waves can come over. Let's zoom back out. That reef out there, and everything starts to come in. All the ocean starts to come in here, really starts smashing. So we will be back. There's some snow out there. I mean, you guys can't see it, but I can. It looks like snow all this old white all along the reef line there. And that reef line goes all the way down. You saw it. You may not can even hear me, but over there, it's rough. They're moved out. It's raining. There, my phone's getting wet, so I'm gonna go in. Paradise. Well, Paradise? Paradise has typhoons, or non-typhoons. Paradise. All right, folks, this is now typhoon, non-typhoon update here. We got some guys bringing in their boats and stuff. They're bringing on, yeah, it's all okay. All the boats that were out here, they're all gone except for that one there. And wind's coming in pretty hard. The good news is the tide's not coming in high. I think it's starting to go back out, so that's good. That doesn't beat up the shoreline too much now. Like I said last night, it's all the way up here. Normally tides don't move that much. Usually a tide will move a couple of feet. The high tide will drop down or either go up higher a couple of feet, but this went way down to here. The high tide never got above there. And it's like I said, it's headed back out now. So for now, we're hanging in there. Only one boat's out there. I mean, used to only four. There's like 8 boats there. Now they all pulled them in, and I don't know why they pulled them in just now. I mean, why didn't they pull them in at low tide? They went out there when the water's up to their waist, they're fighting waves to get their boats in. So I don't know where. I gotta get back under here where my phone don't get wet. So anyway, that is you can see it's kind of foggy and hazy and stuff. It's about 5 p.m. right now, but it's pretty dark out here. Usually it's plenty of sunshine at 5. Don't get dark till 6ish. So anyway, this is just going to continue all day, all night tonight, and all until tomorrow. The typhoon doesn't really, or the non-typhoon isn't moving very fast. It's just sitting off the wind and now right now. Video backwards and so anyway, Paradise. All right, folks. I just came in from outside. They're mopping up the water, blowing in from under the doors and stuff. Floor's all wet in here. And again, this is not a typhoon, so it's a low pressure area in here. So and the water was all the way up to here. This is like a storage room here that we have a bunch of our stuff stored in. But it comes in under that door there. And then the roof's leaking too. We got some pans on the floor here. Right here. Leaking here. I don't know if it's leaking here, but if it's leaking here, we don't need to have our TV on. We need to move it. Leaking a little bit on the floor there. On the little spot here where it leaked before on the floor there and there. So why is it not leaking a lot more than this? Splashing all over as it hits, it splashes all over the floor area here. So yeah, we got a bit of a non-typhoon going on here. So anyway, we'll just kind of keep an eye on these things and keep them mopping. Keep the mopping going. We got a 2x2 in front of that door there, hoping that helps. Kind of slow water coming in. But we just rebuilt that door too. The bottom of the door wasn't very good. You could almost stick your hand under it when it really would rain and blow. It'd really get messed up. So anyway, we will be back with more non-typhoon news. Paradise out.